Okay, well now we're getting ready to cut straight through the sheet metal, the body paneling. Building this next piece in this video was pretty interesting. It took a lot longer than I anticipated, but the final item did come out to be well worth the time I spent on it, and you'll see that here in a second. And like the videos previous to this one, please be sure to check out the people who helped out with this build. Their respective links are down in the description. And if you're looking for go-kart parts, please go check out GoPowersports.com.
Well guys, now is I'm going to be cutting a hole in the side of it, of the sheeting right here. And I've estimated where the pull cord is going to be. And I'm thinking that the big air filter that comes on the machine is going to be sticking out over here somehow. So I'll have to cut out this area of the steel. But I'm definitely going to have to wait until the machine gets here, before the engine gets here, before I do that. You know, one way to do this is I could cut straight across here with my cutting blade. And then put on some little hinges. Screw the hinges into place and then cut down through here and then across here, and then my door panel here would be automatically adjusted to the hole. But I don't really want to do it that way. What I want to do is cut this out completely, put a frame around it, and then put in circular hinges right here, and then put in some type of stuff right here going crossways, and then make it so that way I can lift it open and then reach down, grab, pull, and then I can shut it. But I don't know how I want to do it, because I don't want this whole thing here to be, you know, a 10-pound chunk of steel. So I gotta figure something out with this. Alright, well, this is what I did. I have on the sides here, I have 2-inch flat stock, and it's the thin stuff, 1/8 inch. And then I have 2 pieces of 1/8 inch. It's 1 inch wide. Notice how I didn't drill the holes in the center. I offset them. These are actually in 3/8 of an inch, and they're all 1/4. So I put it on here, got the holes drilled, which was kind of a pain.
Had to be careful not to drill too deep and let the drill slam through, because the engine's still inside, and I think I did nick the engine once, but I have to open this up to see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the panel off, because I'm not going to cut this with the engine in there. I'm going to take this off, and then you see the real thick line? Okay, I'm going to cut on the outside of this real thick line. And if I can do it right, when I go to put this plate back on there, the sheet metal will go right under this plate. It'll be this plate, and then the sheet metal will be right underneath there. And then I'll be able to use this piece here as a part of the lid. But now I got to figure out an actual little frame and a pivot, so that way this thing will be able to shut and somehow clamp. So I got to figure that out now. But first I'm going to take this thing off and cut it. Yeah.
Alright, well, I got that all cut out. Did a pretty good job of it too. This is where I'm at. I decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the door open up, and then I can also take it off, which means I had to put on these little pieces right here. You can see how that's going to work. Another thing I decided to do is take the bolts and tack them into place, and then I'll paint the entire thing, because I am not going to have enough black bolts to go through all these little things that I'm putting on this machine. So I'm taking the silver regular bolts and putting them through there, and then tacking welding them on, so when I go to paint this, the bolts and everything will be all painted too. I'm just letting it cool off now, and then I'm going to take the wire wheel to it, and yeah, and then figure out what I want to do with the door part right there. Yeah, and remember when I told you that I was drilling through there and I had to be careful and I told you that I nicked the engine? I think I did? Well, I sure did. Look at that. Right through the fin. And I don't think I went deep enough in to hit the plastic recoil thing. At least I hope I didn't. It's going to suck. But I'm going to have to take that off and clean it up because I don't want little shards of steel spinning around inside that thing. Crap. Now I can call it a bullet hole. Well, I got the door done. And you're going to get a kick out of this. I used some scrap pieces of the sheet metal on the front here and on the back of it. The reason I had to do that, because these little pivot things right here are wire holders. And since these holes were so big, the rivets wouldn't hold. See, the rim of the rivet wouldn't hold this. So I had to drill tiny little holes and put this piece in front and a piece in back so that way the rivets would be able to squish in everything in between and hold it all together. And I took the edge and I put it on my anvil here, tapped it so it's got some solidity to it. Then I took another bolt, tacked it on there, took a little, I have these little rubber feet, these things, got a whole slew of those. These things are awesome. And so when this closes, see, it's real firm. When it closes, I can take this next one and put it on there, and it's also long enough so if I want to put a wing nut on there, I can. But for now, I think I'm just going to do this. Screw it on there like that. So let's take the panel, put the panel on the cart, and then see if I can put this on there. Yeah. Oh ho 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 ho. Yeah, look how perfect that looks. I can still reach back and hit the choke and stuff. Okay, now let's get the other piece on here. I would put this on my tripod, but yeah, I don't have enough battery power, so I'm turning this off and on.
Well, I got it on there, and I had to, these bolts wouldn't quite line up because I welded the bolts and they shifted and stuff like that, so I had to drill them next tiny size up on a few of them. But then once you put the nut on the back, then it's nice and tight. But, yeah, once I paint this all up, it'll be pretty cool. And it's a nice flat surface, so I can put a sticker there if I wanted to. Probably be faster if I did a wing nut instead of this little, there you go, little rubber stopper. But there's also another rubber stopper underneath it. Boom.
This little rubber stopper should work really well. You guys would be surprised at what I use these little rubber stoppers for. Yeah, pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I might have to put a wing nut on there because vibration will probably get this thing to fall off. Yeah, man. Oh, this is gonna be cool. But next is the air filter area. So I don't know. I'm a little scared of that because I really don't want to cut into the steel right here. Hopefully it's back far enough So, yeah. But that's for another day. Alright guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. Because, yeah, it's not daytime. The sun's coming up. Yeah, I've been up all night working on this thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here, guys. I'm gonna go to bed or something. I don't know. But I gotta go relax. So, I'll see you guys later.